Hi, I'm John Stacy, and I want to talk to you for a few minutes about Beowulf, the first of the great poems ever written in English, the first of the great stories ever written in English, in fact. It's a story which is so old that it doesn't even take place in England, but across the ocean, where the ancestors of the English tribes came. Um, it's a story of heroism, of course. All stories of that time seem to be stories of heroism. This one is one of the great sagas, and from it come so many of our current medieval fantasy stories, all the swords and sorcerers stuff, all of the Hobbit stories, and the Tolkien, even all the Harry Potter stuff, really comes down to us from Beowulf. The story written or composed, I should say, by some musician, by some blind, perhaps, no, some poet over 1,000 years ago. And that's how the story was originally told, by some musician in a mead hall, being listened to by warriors who were skilled in battle, and were drinking beer, drinking mead after a brutal day, and they wanted to hear stories about heroes who were even greater than themselves. And so we have this one about supposedly one of their ancestors, Beowulf. And the story starts off, the real story, after all of the long introductions and the history of the peoples and all of that stuff. We get into the real story of Beowulf, and that's about a kingdom ruled by King Hrothgar and his wife Wealhtheow. And this kingdom has been ravaged by a monster who comes at night, breaks into the mead hall, seizes the thanes, the knights, the followers of King Hrothgar, and eats them, rips their arms off, drinks the marrow. This horrible creature, so that people are afraid even to sleep in the mead hall anymore. They're off sleeping in the trees, they're off sleeping in the meadows for fear of what might happen to them. And this is what is happening in Daneland at the beginning of the story. And a hero and his followers comes from far. He's a Gate, member of some other tribe, and he's heard of the troubles of Hrothgar, and he's come to help. And he is the strongest and bravest and mightiest of heroes. And he challenges Weird. He challenges the goddess Weird to send him great creatures to fight, because that was the code of the warrior, as we'll find out. To be brave, to brag to the gods, especially to the goddess Weird, the goddess of fate. And if you brag to the goddess Weird, she will send you monsters. She will send you challenges. And so the greater your boast, the greater the challenge, the greater the monster that you'll have to face.